Hello everyone, my name is Vince. Welcome to Yin Yoga. For this class, you'll need props like bolsters and blocks. Please try to close your eyes. Come into a comfortable seated position. Try to see if you can elongate your spine. See if you can bring the chin in a bit so that your ears are above the shoulders and the crown of your head is reaching towards the wide expanse above. You can just relax your hands in front of you, on top of the thighs or the knees. Simply watch thoughts and feelings as they come. Don't struggle to push away any of those thoughts and feelings. Just simply observe. All our states of mind need to be accepted as part of our consciousness. So let them just come, let them blossom, let them allow to go. Just acknowledge them as they come, stay, and go. Just noticing that we are thinking, noticing that we are not in the present moment is already being in the present moment. So don't be too hard on yourself. You don't have to feel a certain way. We're not after a particular outcome. We're just watching our breath, the sensations in our physical body, the emotions as they come and go. Watch your mind, fully listen, and just create space. Let go of any judgments. Just listen and just notice whatever there is to be noticed. In this practice, we will be bringing ourselves into positions and staying there for a few moments, around 4 to 5 minutes, to work on our deeper yin tissues of our ligaments, our joints, our deep fascial networks, and even our bones. All our tissues are important, not just our muscles. And they need to be exercised so that we can achieve optimal health and vitality. So in this class, we will engage in stretches and give healthy stresses to our joints. Please try to grab 2 blocks and a bolster. We'll place one black block on its tallest height, the other block on its middle height, just to create some kind of bridge there. And then we'll slowly try to come onto our belly. And our belly will rest on that bolster, our chest. Maybe the chin, maybe the head, maybe the face. Come into a supported Sphinx pose. In the most relaxed manner that we can. fully supporting the torso, the upper part of our body, on this back bend. Trying to find softness and relaxation on all parts of our body. Starting from the feet, try to see how you can soften and relax the feet. See if you can soften and relax your legs. See if you can relax as well the groin, the buttocks. Notice if you feel a compression in your lower back as we apply acupressure to your kidneys. Our kidneys are like giant filters in our body. It works to make sure that the water circulating in our body is pure and clean. And our body, according to studies, is over 70% water. So this is how important our kidneys are to support overall life and health of our organs. Try to relax the muscles of your back. Try to notice how it feels to breathe in this way. Try to notice your body weight. Feel the gravitational pull downwards towards the earth. And feel the support of your blocks, bolsters and props under your upper body. Try to relax the hands, the arms, the shoulders. Try to soften the neck and the face. In Yin Yoga, we will be massaging ourselves, we will be compressing, twisting, bending our body to try to improve the flow of energy. And as we endeavor to come into these shapes, please try to bear in mind softening, relaxing, releasing tension and not engaging our muscles. A good gift that we can give ourselves on this session is that body awareness of knowing when our body is relaxed and when it is engaged. A lot of times we are holding unnecessary tension in many parts of our body, and this is like an energy spill, using up precious, vital energy unnecessarily. Slowly take an inhale. We're going to place our hands on the mat. Try to energize our arms, push our body, lift our hips up. We're going to spread our knees as wide as it can be, and then bring the soles of your feet together. Excuse me, Pepper. We'll come into our child's pose. So if you want to, you can place a bolster under your body, or place a bolster in between the heels and your buttocks. Or if you have more bolsters, you can use as many as you can. And then just try to sink and surrender and relax. If you cannot relax on this child's pose, I would really understand how people will wonder if this is really a relaxing pose. What will help are your props. Placing that prop under the chest, supporting the space in between your buttocks and your legs. Make this the most relaxed child's pose that you can give yourself. The arms can be in front of you. The arms can be beside you. Again, support is the key. So if you can't seem to find that sweet spot, you can even use your arms. Maybe you might rest your forehead on the right forearm, or both, or the left. What do you notice and feel on the hips, the belly, the spine rounded? This pose is a natural pose for young kids. But as we get older, as our body stiffens, this pose becomes more and more challenging. As we stay in this child's pose, we remind ourselves of our childlike innocence, the purity in our hearts, the goodness in our intentions. Basically, the kind person that we are. Joyful, playful, having this zest for life. Imagine, like a kid, how it feels to do things for the first time. Take an inhale, slowly energize your hands, and we'll make our way to just sit on our heels. Can you try to place your hands on the mat, and then we'll try to set up here. If you have a block, can you please place that block under your buttocks? Your heels and the soles of your feet maybe just as wide or aligned as wide as your knees. Can you try to place props behind you? It can be one or two. Excuse me, Pepper. Very good. It can be 1 or 2 bolsters. We're going to come into what we call a saddle pose. Some of you might not even need props, but for the beginners, I would suggest for you to try to see and use as many props as you may need. Place your hands behind you. See if you can come down on your forearms. See if your back and your head can rest comfortably on the bolster. And once you find stability, can you bring your arms up and overhead? Notice how we continue to bend your body. Notice how you continue to feel that stretch in front of your body. Try to breathe through the tension, the tightness. Notice the breath, the belly, the rib cage as they rise and fall with every breath. Long, steady breaths. The target area of this pose is the front of our body. The front of our thighs are being stretched, our quads, the hip flexors. We're opening up both of your ankles. It doesn't matter where the toes are pointing. They can point towards the back or the sides. As long as there's no injurious pain. If there is, you may back off by placing your hands, your forearms on the mat, taking a breath and coming out. How we came into this pose. Throughout this practice, you can exercise free will. You can take a break. You can take a sip of water. You can come out of each pose. Just stay in each of the poses. Nothing strict in alignment as long as you're feeling the pose, you're doing it. Notice your breath. Notice the body. Take an inhale. Can you please bring your arms beside you? Place the elbows, the forearms on the mat. And then take an inhale. As you exhale, see if you can push your body slowly and gently to come up. And see if you can place your hands in front of you as you fold forward and rest your forehead on the mat. We come into a child's pose to just release this pose. Notice your breath. Notice the body. When you're ready, can you Take an inhale and walk your hands towards the upper right side of your mat. You can bend the right elbow and try to rest your forehead on your right forearm as you stretch the whole left side of your body. Try to relax your face. Try to relax your neck. Take an inhale, and we'll slowly walk our hands back to center. And then we're going to do our lateral side bend towards the left side. You can bend your left elbow, and then you can just extend the right arm towards the left side and feel the stretch throughout the whole right side of your body. Just relax, just breathe. And soften and find that space. As you stay here in this poses, feel the sensations. Notice how you're breathing. Notice what feels good and what is right. Generally, in life, as long as we are breathing, there is hope. As long as we are feeling, there is life. Notice and be aware. Be mindful of areas in the body where you're feeling tightness, tension. Take an inhale. We'll slowly walk our hands back to center. Take an inhale, and we'll slowly roll ourselves up. Do a checkpoint how you feel. Now we're going to extend our legs in front of us. Do it slowly. Notice how it feels to straighten the legs and release our knees. You can continue to be on a block, or you can sit directly on your mat. We're all going to fold forward. You can place props in between your legs. You can stack as many props as you need to support your body as we fold forward and down. We're not really trying to fold forward towards the toes here. Try to relax and soften the feet. Relax the legs. We're trying to fold down towards the knees, allowing our spine to round. You can imagine moving your heels forward. The heels, not the ball of your feet, not the toes. It's the heel that we're trying to imagine moving forward, and our buttocks are being pulled back. So feel that stretch on the back of your legs. Try to breathe, try to notice, try to enjoy how we're able to stretch the whole back of your body this time. Try to relax your face. Try to relax your neck. Try to relax your hands, your arms beside you. And enjoy and cherish every breath. Sometimes when we are stressed, it's because we want to control everything. And that lack of control leads us to that panic, that red alert mode. So when we're in those moments where we lack control, like moments of uncertainty, moments of change, it can be a source of stress. As human beings, we have this ability to be resilient, to be adaptive, to be resourceful. A lot of times it's not the lack of resource, but the lack of resourcefulness. So we remind ourselves, if we're stressed, we just let go of things that we cannot control. We trust the process. We trust that we can do it, that we can rise, that we can continue to achieve breakthroughs in our life. Take an inhale, slowly energize your hands. We'll roll ourselves up. Can you please place the bolsters, the props beside you? Remove any prop under you, and then we'll make our way to lie down on our back. Now can you bring the arms up and overhead, bring the legs together, point the toes. Give yourself a nice long stretch. And then bring your right leg to the lower right side of your mat. Bring the arms to the upper right side of your mat. Come into this banana shape. Feeling the stretch this time on the left side of your body, the whole side of your body being stretched, being stressed. On our day-to-day lives, we are able to tackle and have the grace to be able to handle and face what is there in front of us. The overwhelm, the doubt usually comes when we think ahead into the future. The difference between the future and the present moment is grace. Grace usually comes in the present moment as a divine assistance, as divine guidance, as divine intervention. Many times when we look and envision a future, it still does not consider that grace will happen. And this is part of the law of the universe. How do we believe in the universe? Do we believe that the universe is for us or against us? What we focus on is what comes our way. So when we focus on what is going wrong, we'll always come into that conclusion that things in our life are always wrong. But when we focus on what is going right, when we focus on what is good and pleasant about our lives, then we will conclude that we have a good, pleasant life. The thing is, with all the hundreds of wrong things that are happening around us and in the world, there are thousands of good things that are happening as well. Acts of love, of compassion, all of those good miracles are constantly happening, unfolding in our universe. Slowly bring the arms back to center. Do this gently, and then gently allow the legs to also come back to center. Give yourself a nice long stretch, and then bend the knees, hug the knees to the chest. And when you're ready, can you extend your legs to the lower left? Bring your arms up overhead. Left hand grabs the right wrist. We'll point the arms to the upper left. So our legs, our arms are on the left. The key in this banana shape is for your buttocks to be flat on the mat. So you can adjust, you can fix the hips. Make sure that it's equally touching the mat. Just relax your hands, relax your legs, soften the groin. Notice if there's any tension on the neck or on the face. Just try to gaze towards the ceiling, or maybe towards the right armpit or right elbow. Just breathe in and breathe out. Enjoy long, steady breaths. Notice where you're holding any tension in the body, where you can introduce softness. Sometimes we also get stressed when we are overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means that our mind is full. So what we need is to try to dump, try to release, try to relax. Maybe take a pause. Maybe do something that is relaxing or restful. Maybe if you're constantly looking at your screen the whole day, you can try to look out the window, try to look far out into the horizon, and give your eyes a break, and your mind as well. Any mechanical thing that overheats would just need to be turned off, switched off, so that it works normal again. And sometimes that is also the case in our life. To take away ourselves from the heat of the moment, to take a breather. Sometimes taking 3 long, deep breaths before making a decision, before speaking, would drastically change the outcome of a particular situation. Maybe allow us to choose a more positive outcome and change our lives and other people's lives. Sometimes we're stressed when we are fearful. And the antidote to fear is self-confidence, believing in ourselves, reminding ourselves that we've been able to go through challenges in the past. And challenges keep on coming, maybe even becoming tougher. But as we're able to overcome these challenges, then it also means that we become tougher as human beings and stronger. Slowly bring the arms back to center. Do this gently. No rush. Bring the legs and give yourself a nice long stretch. And then please bend your knees. Hug the knees to your chest. Can you extend your left leg, straighten that left leg, bring the right arm out to the sides, and your left hand grabs and guides the right knee over to the left side. We will come into a twist. You can try to lift the left side of your hips to create space. You can place a bolster under the right knee. You can gaze towards the ceiling or towards the right shoulder. Enjoy the length the space on the right side of your body as you come into this one-legged twist. Notice your breath. Notice your body. So stress may come from different sources. It may come from the future and the resulting fear or worry about the future will give us stress. So maybe the medicine is to bring ourselves to the present moment where really we are lucky, we're living good lives, everything is peaceful, food is available, shelter, clothing. But then our minds again bring us to the future. And then that worry again comes. How do I sustain this? Will everything still be the same? And then we try again to bring ourselves to the present moment, assuring ourselves that everything will be okay. But then in the present moment, sometimes there are also stress from overwork, from being overwhelmed. So what we do is we relax. We enjoy the beauty of the moment, the good things in the moment. And sometimes stress comes from the past, rewinding all of the events that we perceive to have caused us shame, embarrassment. But we remind ourselves that the past is done, it's over. Those feelings should already be expired, and everything that we continue to ingest when expired to take in our body is bad. Is even fatal. As human beings, we experience all of these naturally. And there's no one pill that can cure our stress. But when we are aware, when we are mindful, that wakefulness can help us diagnose and properly prescribe how to take us away from that stress emotionally, mentally, and physically. Because stress is not good. We are not ourselves when we are our stressed selves. Moments of grounding, relaxing. This brings our body in balance, helps us reduce stress and fill ourselves with good, happy hormones. And this is all a good way to give ourselves self-care and self-love. Slowly bring the right knee back to center, hug that right knee, and hug the left knee as well. Hug yourself, love yourself, appreciate yourself, acknowledge yourself. Slowly we'll straighten the right leg. We'll bring our left arm out to the sides, and then we're going to use our right hand to guide the left knee over your body and towards the right side. And then you can support your right knee with your prop. You can try to lift the right hip to give space. You can gaze towards the ceiling or towards the left shoulder or left hand. And just be aware of how you feel. Accept our humanness, which comes with not so good things, but also brings us a lot of good things. Life is a blessing. And this blessing is what we have in this present moment. We are breathing. Our heart is pumping. We can feel. Life is the gift of our universe to us. And what we do with our life, despite all the stress, despite all the pullers, all the negativity around us, as we're able to rise up above all of these and shine, what we do with our life is what our gift will be to the universe. Notice the stretch on the left side of your body. Notice how it feels to breathe in this way. Notice the mind, the heart. We appreciate all our organs and systems at work right now. We've given them love and care. We've given ourselves the attention that we deserve. We are now more aware that stress really comes. And we can exercise our power of choice to choose if the stress will break us and will make us bitter, or if the stress will strengthen us and make us better. We can see around us people who have experienced more stress, have experienced terrible things in life, but have been able to rise and stand back up again. So we can do this. We can just try and do our best, and the universe will do the rest. Slowly bring our legs back to center, our left leg. You can place props under the legs as you make your way to lie down on your back. As we come into our Savasana, resting our tissues, resting the hips, the spine, which we moved in many directions. Relax our arms, our hand beside us. And just try to find softness in our face, the tongue, the neck, the chest. Soften the belly. Relax all parts of the groin. Soften the legs. Soften the feet. Take rest in full awareness in this lying down corpse pose. Take a deep breath. Can you introduce little movements to your fingers and toes? Can you rotate your ankles and wrists? Can you bring your arms up overhead, the legs together, point the toes. Give yourself a nice long stretch. Can you please bend the knees and hug the knees to your chest? Can you raise your left arm? Allow the knees to come down on the left side. Allow your spine to round. And then use your right hand, slowly push your body to come up. come into a seated position, ending how we started so we can compare how we feel. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. It is always an honor and a privilege. The light in me bows down to the light in you. I wish you an abundance of health, wealth, happiness, peace, love, joy, all the good things to flow into your hearts, into your lives, into your homes. Please stay safe, please stay strong. Thank you very much. Namaste.